the fucking Power Man Luke Cage finally fucking unleashed his hope form. And it's finna be a round 2 versus him and this motherfucker that's cold as fuck with the knife. You see this big ass heart? This is a celestial heart, bro. This motherfucker, one slash, cut that bitch in half. Let me start from the beginning for your ass, though. This that new Power Man Timeless. Issue 1. Starts off with the void that's inside of fucking Luke Cage right now. The same shit that Sentry got. Yeah, he got that shit too. The void is up here talking to us, right? About how this motherfucker was the last motherfucking Avenger who stood alone against the god of endings, the Power Man master of the living weapons. Now, if you read the Timeless 2003 run, Rich, his ass was first introduced in. It was a one-shot. He fucking destroyed the universe and went back in time. While the void is talking, he talks to the void like, I'm finna go find Danny, motherfucker. So he goes down to Earth at Danny's funeral. Go read Iron Fist 50th anniversary. He dies in here. This story takes place right after the part where he dies, because they give you a little extra page at the end, and we see that this motherfucker came back to life as the Ghost Fist weeks later. So it's in between them weeks that he died, when everybody was at his funeral. The Luke Cage from the 616 was there too, and he was talking about, the Void was talking about how Jessica was still alive, his daughter's still alive. So instead of going down there, Power Man, you see him right here under me, he was going down there, but then he takes the fuck off. Then the Void was talking about basically how he felt exiled being here. After the death of his universe, he felt like, they said that his endless and suffering existence and shit won't stop. Then we find out what happened to each of the people that he got his power from, like Bruce Banner. He was hiding in the dying rainforest repeating mantras of peace and testing new deaths that the Hulk never let stick until he bled into Luke's veins. Danny Rand had the power of this damn Iron Fist, and his arcane boardrooms turned temples, worshiping a god that ate him from the inside until Luke punched him in the heart. You gotta go read like Timeless 2023 to see that shit. That's when this motherfucker did some Goku ass shit. Or worst of all, the lunatic Bob Reynolds, aka the Sentry, who buried himself 20 miles in the earth, all to keep the unlimited solar power of the Sentry from exacting its devastating cost. But all that did was trap poor Bob with the Sentry's equal and opposite, that which took for every soul the Sentry saved. The same darkness and doubt and despair that now flowed under Luke's unbreakable skin, the Void. No matter how far he goes into space, he'll never be alone because he got the Void with him. He's only left with him. As you see this motherfucker going through moons and shit, then this blue light has smacked him, right? He's like, what the fuck? And then he hears, help me. He was just outside Jupiter's 37th moon. So he tells her, like, I don't know what the fuck you doing way the hell up out of there, but if you want me to help you, you best to slow down. It said the victim moved with impossible speed and grace, but there was fear beneath her heart. He could feel it near his, where the Hulk's anger fought its daily war with the Sentry's hope for the strength of the Iron Dragon. He felt the need to quell that fear, when he should have needed his own, and she said, I have him, my beloved, but we are too late. I'm sorry. There was a greater darkness than Power Man hunting in these empty places. You see someone smack the shit out of him, he go down, and he had no fear at all. You heard this, she was like, hey man, why? Because it is my right. I am the edge that ends all things. I am Eon, the knife, and I can end you because I can. Luke Cage is like, that's not an answer, motherfucker, and you gonna learn. I don't take kindly to being sucker punched. And maybe you want to try explaining what the hell was that about, Space Knight. You wish, Pavlin? I wouldn't mind a chat, yeah. Impossible, I have traveled too far, across star fields soaked in gore. I know something about that, Luke Cage says. Maybe you consider going back. He looks at his ass and he's like, you think I left anything behind? Slash the shit out of that shit, right? It says the Power Man faced inevitable death, a foe he could not. And he said, hey, Void. And you see that big ass slash that happened when he missed it? Then he charges up the Iron Fist like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up and let the Iron Fist do his work. So, bow! Cracked his ass, bro. Dragon come off his fist and shit. This motherfucker go through motherfucking buildings. Fucking rocks and shit. Motherfucker get up like, yes, a fight worthy of the genetic messiah. Luke just looking at his ass and shit. He was like, another. You know what? My daddy taught me a rule. When I was real young, never fight. But if you do as he was charging at him, win. Bah! Big ass explode. It was a shadow over his face. Then you see that he was behind him. He's like, I did not need a father to teach me this lesson. It was spoken in the very code of my blood, whispered by the mist when they sharpened me. You are sundered. The knife remains whole. I go to seek the next. As we see this motherfucker then cut Luke Cage in fucking half. Power Man is fucked up. He say goodbye. And so Power Man meets his end. For as long as the immortal hope would let him anyway. And in the space between, he heard hers. We seen this motherfucker reform himself, then go through the green door. He comes back to life and shit, and the damn void says it's been years since he's seen the green door. He forgotten that the terror of dying is the hope, and the shame of being exiled even from eternal rest. Such was the monster he become. Then that voice said, look at that, good as new. You're remarkable. You limited gamma radiation stories, functional immortality siphoned from the one above all. The heart didn't know that was possible. She said she brought him some water. The molecular bonds are fresh. That's when this motherfucker's like, you the one that I saved from above Jupiter. I thought the thing was going to get your ass. She said, but it did not, thanks to you. The heart calls me the Eversight, but I liked you to call me Ever. Look up. He said, call me Power Man. She said, look up, Power Man. You are the first person from Earth, really from Earth, to ever see this place. You deserve to know what a privilege this is. It's been here far longer than anything you ever known, longer than the earth, longer than the gods. In attempting to save me, you did it a service, and so it welcomes you. Power Man, your people think this place a great and ever-rolling storm on the planet you know as Jupiter, but none can imagine what lives in the eye. Wow. As we see, what lives in the eye of Jupiter is this big-ass heart, the celestial heart. They right here on that motherfucker. So Luke was like, hey man, you live here? She's like, yeah, sometimes this is where I live. He said, but you're human. And she says, I was, maybe once, but I was removed before memory could take root. A kindness to the girl I must have been. There must be an Eversight. The system relies on it. What the heart has cost me in loneliness, it has given me in wisdom, and joy, and awe, and power. This place is my only love. He says, yeah, what about the heart? It love you back? Yes. I do, as the fucking heart was talking to him in his head. He's like, all right, I'm talking to the guy in charge. Good. You gave me a place to lie low. But you and I both know nothing comes for free, especially not things. I'm the only non-kidnapped human you see. What's the damn catch? She says, open your mind. I can equip you with understanding. He said, no, you're going to talk to me like a person. She said, I can only speak one way, Power Man. I brought you here to my beloved now. I bring a warning that the being you encountered above the planet is neither dead nor gone. They are unending power, a cosmic mistake made manifest. And so the system requires a champion. He was like, so you think it's already a fight, and just because you're a god, I gotta listen. But I met bigger gods than you. I don't believe in evil like that, the kind of man who can't be reasoned with. I met a lot of folks who've been trampled on, a lot of vengeance quests. Have got a point. You don't want a hero for hire. You want a hitman. The answer is no. The motherfucker's like, then this system is already dead. He barely felt it before it happened. The slicing of molecules, the air itself torn asunder, and with it, Power Man's vaunted discipline. His mind once again reached for fear, for hopelessness, for the void. It was the only sane response as we see this motherfucker slices the fucking celestial heart in half. One slice. Not a single defense. Not a moment of resistance. Disgusting. As he's finna slice again. Luke gets her up out of there. She's talking about some, no, what have you done? Void was like, he defeated the last vestiges of his universe. He had shattered the walls of the multiverse. He had caged even my infinite power. And then she was like, this is your fault. The system is screaming. Will you not stand even now? Then the Void was like, he had done with his discipline control. Caution. But this foe will require something more. As you see this motherfucker hulks out, then he runs up on fucking Aeon, and then he's like, yeah, bitch, round 2. Ah! And that's how the first issue ended. Now we're waiting on issue 2, where they say our solar system has never known a being as mighty as Power Man before, but another has just arrived. What has brought Aeon the Knife to the Milky Way? Can Power Man stop him without letting the Void loose? And if Luke won't risk that, will the acid clouds of Venus be in his tomb? So they letting us know. He finna let that Void shit out real soon. And it's gonna be powerful as fuck when he do that shit. It's probably gonna be issue 4, issue 5, but I can't fucking wait. If you haven't already, give me a like, hit that bell, subscribe, because I'm finna make a playlist of this. And when it come out, every issue that come out, I'm gonna put it in the playlist so y'all can keep caught up with this shit.